Testing 1, 2.
I hear you.
Man, this has been a weird day.
Weird?
Yeah, I just tried to log in on my PC and
Yeah.
it wouldn't recognize my vocals. And what I had to do was I had to shut my board off and turn my board back on. And then all of a sudden it recognized it.
Yeah. Huh.
Anyway,
Well, what are you on now? Are you on your PC or your?
yeah, I'm on the PC. I contacted Apple and they're going to look into it. And then, of course, the person that I got on the phone doesn't know anything about audio. So
Yeah,
they got,
you might be better off contacting Zoom or going to YouTube and just looking up some of their. Just look up your problem on YouTube.
yeah,
And
yeah,
somebody probably has a video on
yeah.
how to do it. I mean, they got everything on there now.
Yeah,
So
it's a challenge. When everything's working fine, I'm happy. But when I try something new,
it's crazy. Yeah.
as a 20-year-old guy, it didn't bother me a bit. But as a 65 going on 66-year-old guy, I ain't got time for this crap.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Let me turn this light off behind because it's blaring.
Okay.
All right. Man, every time I go on, I sign in on Mondays or Wednesdays lately, Mason's always the last one to play, so I miss him and I love hearing his music.
Yeah. Here's Michael Roth. Hey, Michael RJ, how you doing?
Hey, good.
Good to see you. Looks like you're having a nice day out there.
Yeah, actually, it still is. Although we got a bunch of rain coming up this week, finally.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that's good.
It
That's
is.
a good thing, I guess. So.
Yeah.
Well,
I should maybe. Wondering if I should dump the background.
I don't know.
It's too boring.
I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe I'll make it more. Oh, that's winter time. Okay.
Yeah, we're doing summer hours now. It's just doing having 4 today. So.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I think people are up and getting out.
Oh, you just call people and people going, and then and a lot of guys who play a lot are having gigs, are going to gigs, and I think there may be a little bit of a boredom factor too. The COVID's gone, and there's not so much togetherness as there once was.
Yeah, and people are tired of Zoom.
Yeah,
Let's get out of here.
Yeah. So anyway, we're still plugging.
That's great. I think it's.
I think the shows get better all the time.
You do?
Oh yeah. Yeah, it's just some of the wimps. They just don't want to come back, and they're not sticking in there like you guys. So.
Maybe they found out I was playing and they said, "Oh no, I'm not playing with that guy."
Nah,
We're just so bold.
y'all are bold.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to see you, Rick.
We're pioneers, We're pioneers.
Good to
Yeah.
see you, Michael.
I know I've been pretty busy because I had my youngest son and his family were here for a couple weeks and 2 daughters, and it was very crammed.
Yeah, well,
Everything, so I haven't been able to.
At least they didn't move in, did they?
But they did for like 2 weeks, but then they left.
Yeah. Okay.
They went to Florida.
Went to Florida.
Yeah.
We went fishing last week. Somebody's got their sound on. I'm getting some feedback. But
It's supposed to be turn off original sound, right?
it should say turn off. Yeah. If it says turn off, then you got it on, and that's
I got
good.
the blue box.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that? I just did my original sound, so.
Yeah. Well, you got an iPhone, right, or iPad or something?
Yeah, this is a laptop, Mac Pro.
Oh, if a Mac Pro, well, you should have a turn off or turn on option up there on the Pro.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and yeah, every now and then they change their menu and stuff up. You know, they'll send you you update, and then right at the worst time you discover that they've changed something,
Right.
and it gets embarrassing. But
So,
anyway, boy, we had a good fishing trip last week. Got a lot of good video out of it, and
Was that last week or the week before?
well, it was the I guess it's been 2 weeks ago now. Been 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
That's nice down there.
Yes, some really pretty pictures we got. You know, like early in the morning on the on the boat going out and then coming back, and we were right on the beach. This I think it's the most. I call them hotels, but there's condos. You know, you stay in condos. You know, and they're usually pretty nice. You know, they'll have a refrigerator and stuff like that. But we were right on the beach. You could just walk down to the end and look off the balcony and see the ocean. You know, and they got like a sandy beach. I don't know how long it is, but it's a long thing.
Oh yeah.
And we were right on the southern end, I guess, of Mustang Island. You know, we to get down there from here, you just go down, get on 35, and go down to San Antonio, and then go south on 37 to Corpus Christi, and then back on I think it's 351.
Yeah.
And shortly after that, you leave Padre Island and go across the bridge, and you're in Mustang Island, and that right there is where the I guess they call it Aransas Pass
Yeah.
is the town on the island, and then Port Aransas is on the mainland.
That's where you have to take the little ferry across the.
Well, if you go that way, we didn't have to take the ferry. If you go through Corpus and across, and then there's a bridge.
Oh, you come back up, yeah.
And it's a little bit farther, but it's actually quicker. Like Barb and Bobby had to wait an hour and a half at the ferry, to get across. So you
That's
can
the way
drive a long ways in an hour and a half.
That's the way I went. I think it was in 2006 when I went down there for that songwriters workshop with. That's when I met Kat.
That would have been fun.
Yeah, they had a little condo complex or whatever with a center house where we all ate, and then
Oh
they had
yeah,
a little concert stage.
yeah. We did a little concert down there too. Drank a little beer also.
I'm not hearing your sound very strongly, Rick. I don't know if it's just me or.
He's just leaning back there.
Oh,
Hello,
Do you need to do a sound check, Michael? You should. ought to be
maybe I
good.
should.
You
I
sound
should do
good.
one. I do.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
hear you
Okay.
great.
Well,
Yeah.
play the. Okay.
You're loud and clear.
Yeah. It's not the sound; it's the guitar player. It's the problem. I got to take some guitar lessons someday.
Yeah, that's an unfinished gestalt for me. I think I'm gonna take some from Joe Milton. He said he'd teach me how to play some stuff, but I get lazy. Once
Yeah.
you learn 3 chords, what's the use?
I know. Everything I learned about guitar, I learned in high school from a guitar tab songbook of Peter, Paul, and Mary, and then
Yep.
just playing with my friends, and then
I learned a lot of bad habits, and
yeah,
if I was to sit down with somebody that really knew what they were doing,
Oh yeah.
there's a couple of lead patterns that I've always wanted to know, just to be able to do them, and I know they're not complex, and I've
Yeah.
looked at videos on it, but to have somebody sit there and just show you and slap your hand if you do it wrong, that's what I need.
yeah. I actually have downloaded a couple of courses, like how to play guitar courses, but I haven't found time to do them yet. You know.
I've got a whole collection of tapes. That Happy Tram and
Yep.
all that stuff. They had all these videos. I've ordered some of those. And I actually went through some of them on finger picking, and then I've got some advanced stuff I just never.
Yeah.
It's hard to sit there and watch on video. You need someone to slap your hand, like
Right.
Rick's saying. particularly on finger picking. They make it sounds good, but say you do this, then God Almighty, it doesn't sound like that,
One of
and
my
you do it.
one of my friends sent me a picture the other day. It was like 5 pictures, and he's a very good lead guitar player. We've played together and jammed together, and I love the guy. And he sent me these pictures, and it shows somebody's hand trying to do these chords, and it's funny because it's not just like your 4 fingers. It'll be a chord, and it'll have like 6 fingers all intertwined. I said, man, I got to learn those chords.
Yeah, I know. Guitar theory is another thing. Music theory, I guess, would be helpful too.
Well, somebody tried to teach me that circle of fifths, and I still don't get it. I know it's
Yeah.
basic, in Nashville, all the players in Nashville understand it, and
Right.
I don't get the math, I guess.
Yeah. And the numbering system. Yeah, you ever learn the numbering system? Oh,
I tried to learn that. I got a little ways into it, and then I forgot everything about it. But you could make that as easy or as complicated as you want,
yeah.
And
Well, it's simple in theory, It's
I think one way those guys improve themselves musically is doing those charts, because they go into the studio or they go on to open mic. Some of those open mics will have a band, and those those musicians all know how to read those charts.
yeah,
And you go up, you get up on stage, and you hand each member of the band a chart, and they know exactly what to do.
yeah,
I mean, if they don't, you haven't written your chart right, but you talk to the band, say it's this style or whatever, and then give them the chart, and then they got it. And you can play with almost any band, go into any studio and make your demos and stuff, and the demo bands, they all read the charts. But if you're going to live in Nashville and do all that kind of stuff, that's a must, just to sit down and just learn, just start doing them. And then you'll
Wow.
get smart. And then you can, at least you can sound smart, when you're sitting around talking to people, about charts and the number 1 chord and the 3rd chord and the two minor and circle
Yeah.
of fifths and all that kind of.
I get the 1-4-5 for the blues. That's about it.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I figure, it's like even if I got like 10 times better than I am, I would never get even close to what those guys in Nashville do. So it's like, why bother?
Yeah, that's true. But some of those old songs, I like those old songwriters. You go to some of those things where the old guys, and they're
Yeah.
not, they're just like us. They just play, They're
Right.
good at doing. There's some really simple stuff, but they
Yeah.
just,
There's a lot of one-upmanship in music.
yeah,
Especially in the country and rock and roll. There's that's something that intimidated me years ago, and I almost gave up on it because it's like you play with people or talk to people, and it's like you listen to them, and they're all trying to do super fantastic guitar work and everything, and I just got to the point where if I'm going to do this and enjoy it, I'm just going to do the best I can with what I know, and if somebody likes it, great, and if they don't, they don't.
yeah.
Well, then you get into the jazz world, and then you got to deal with the rhythm stuff, playing
Oh,
the same
man.
for 13th time and things like that or whatever. It's like, I can't
Well,
even.
to me, just basic guitar playing, one of the key fundamentals is being able to keep a beat when
Yeah.
you're doing chord changes. And you listen to some folks, and they got the music in them, and they got the idea. But when they
Yeah.
put the song together and they change chords real sloppy or whatever, it just
Yeah.
takes away from the song.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, sometime they get too good. They sound good, but you put them in a studio, and trying to do tracks. And
Yeah.
Joe Milton told me one time. He said the real sign of a good guitar player is like if you got a really basic rhythm going, finger picking or whatever. If you can do that through the whole song.
Yep.
Yeah, I can't.
I can't either. Somewhere along the way, I get screwed up, and get all. But he said a good musician, do the basic stuff. It just
Keep the cadence.
keep it
Yeah.
going.
Well, one of my most encouraging encounters was with Laura McKenna when she kept telling me, I'm not that smart. I only know 4 chords.
That's one more than most people.
Yeah, but it's like she was like really encouraging, saying, it's like you don't need to be all fancy and everything. And I heard her in an interview once telling somebody that she can't sing to a track, and so her recordings are not built on tracks because of that, you know.
Oh.
And I can't either. I mean, I have done it, but it messes up the song.
Oh yeah, it changes the song. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes it sound like, you know, you're singing from a script or something instead of.
Well, if you're a singer songwriter, that's what you do. You sing and you write and and that's how you write your songs. You know,
Yeah.
is you're holding your guitar and everything is it's kind of a oneness. You know, and
Yeah.
then you try to separate it in a studio.
Yeah.
It
It's no good.
It's not easy.
it's
But I mean, it's great to do that. I mean, I think that, you know, to do really good recordings, doing the click track and all that is so you can do other instruments and things. But
you got to learn to do that sort of, but it's difficult. That was a big challenge.
somebody was asking me once about how I play, you know, with finger picking and stuff, and I said, you know, I don't really think about it. You know, I said it's just kind of like riding a horse. You know, you kind of flow together with it. You know, you and the guitar. You know, I feel like the guitar is singing the song rather than me trying to follow the guitar. You know,
It's just practice. You just you
Yeah.
know.
right? That's how you get.
Yeah,
Maybe Hall. That's how you get to the Sons of Herman Hall. Practice.
yeah, yeah. Well, let's see here. I got 11:51. We still got a few minutes. Get this thing
Uh-oh.
going.
I don't know if I've
Steven's
heard
not showing up, or I guess.
Bradley. I don't know if I've heard him.
Bradley Banning.
Yeah.
He's a cowboy. He's got that Nashville style. He was down there a long time. Then he came back, and his daddy was David Banning. Had a hit song. I forget what it was. We had a big. I think it might have been a gold record. His daddy was co-writer. But Bradley, he's personality plus. This guy, he's a young guy and he plays out.
Maybe I have seen him on one.
You've seen him. You'll know him. He's got showmanship from the top of his head.
Was he the younger guy that did a show one time on our thing, and he was standing kind of at a lodge, and he
Yeah.
had
Good.
a gig that night.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah.
wears a hat usually, and he's got a big smile, and he could. I don't know if he could be a star or not. I bet he could be. He's got some songs. He's got this one, "Don't Mess with Texas," or I think the line is "Don't mess with Texas, lover." It sounds strange, but it's a great song. And he's got one, Savannah. And I think he's I think he's a hit songwriter. I mean, that guy can write songs, and
I've never heard Stephen Trom's whole band. That would be interesting to hear.
yeah. Yeah, well,
Someday.
someday.
Yeah.
And they decide to quit being a doctor, just like the lady, the plumber charged her like $300 to fix a faucet or something. She said, "Man, said my doctor doesn't make that kind of money." And he said, "Well, that's why I quit being a doctor." So,
Yeah, I don't think I'm going to be moving back up to Dallas, Harry. So I don't know.
really?
Yeah, I think I got to the end of this year to decide what I want to do with Southwest, and I think
Were you working up here with them?
I was the first year I got hired on with them. I've been with them now 2.5 years.
So they want you to move back to
Yeah, I mean, we have a big facility there at Love Field. I mean,
Yeah.
it's our technical operations field, and I lived there for a year, and I commuted every weekend, and we had the house built here, and now we're getting a pool put in, and
Well, can you work down there?
right now I can. They're letting us do this till the end of the year, but by January 4th, I think they want everybody back up there at least 50% of the time, which means either like 2 or 3 days a week or every other week in Dallas. And I was just like, I'm getting too old for that kind of stuff.
Oh, where do you live now, Rick?
In Katy, west of Houston, just west.
You're real far. So
Oh, boy, I'm retired. I'm glad I am. I feel guilty. They talk about these people that getting that retirement and they don't want to go back to work and all that kind of stuff. And I can't be critical of anyone that doesn't want to go back to work, because I would hate it if they tried to make me go back to work now after being retired for a
Well,
while.
you know, biggest problem is my better half. You know, she's like, well, you know, do you think we can make it? And I was like, well, you know, I worked lot of years in the airline business to try and save up what we got in retirement. I said, I think we'll be okay. And if I get,
Will you be able to fly for free
I
when you
can
retire?
I can on United, but you know, you're a little lower on the totem pole than I was when I was working there. I've got retirement flight benefits.
Yeah.
I won't get anything from Southwest because I haven't been there long enough. Anyway,
Yeah. Well.
but you know, everything has its time.
Yeah. Well, I wouldn't blame you if you didn't want to move back. I mean, it's also getting awful crazy up here. I mean, this town, there's a lot of people here now, and
Well,
just driving down to Corpus Christi from here, I-35 was like downtown traffic all
Yeah.
the way. I mean, it's like all the way from here to San Antonio is just like bumper to bumper almost.
we got family in Canyon Lake, and my wife just got back this weekend. Her and a girlfriend went to see her sister, and I-10, couple of bad accidents just right down the road from me. One person killed, the whole top of their car shaved off.
Oh my!
Or up the road towards Houston the same day, probably around the same time. Two people, one in a Mustang, one in a Camaro, were drag racing down the freeway. Truck pulled out in front of the Camaro. Camaro went under the truck, and nothing left of that person.
Oh,
Wow.
my.
Just nuts.
Yeah.
Oh, we just had a hot air balloon crash today.
Oh, really?
I was
I used
excited.
to see those. I used to go to Albuquerque a lot. You know, they had them in Roswell. There's a feed yard manager down there had a big balloon. It'd come over the house every now and then.
Yeah, we get them flying over the house.
Well,
They're pretty.
You mean the UFOs?
I
Well,
swear.
those two.
Yeah, yep. I swear. But
Now, when I lived in Roswell for a while, but it's back in the 70s. They didn't even talk about the UFOs then. I mean, I read something where they had happened, but it wasn't. I mean, you drive through Roswell, wouldn't see anything. Now they're really capitalizing on that whole thing.
it's a big thing, and now that they know they're real, it's like.
Yeah, well, I have my doubts about that one, but
I'm waiting for somebody to beam me up because I think I've just about had it down here.
Well, I don't know. I saw some of those videos. They look pretty convincing.
You ever notice the videos are always blurry?
Yes.
I mean, come on. Why is that?
I
Yeah.
don't know.
We'll see.
I don't know. I think maybe there's another dimension or something, and every now and then we just kind of look over into another world. You know, when those things they kind of where two dimensions meet. You know,
Yeah.
and maybe you might get a glimpse of something, but I don't know. Yeah. It'd be nice if there was someone smarter than us around, but well, anyway, hey guys, I tell you what, I'm according to my watch, it's clock. It's 11:58, so I'm gonna put us on.
Okay. I'm gonna go
And
grab a water.
I'm gonna do this, and okay, I'm hiding behind the screen now.
Okay. I'll be here, but I'll be right back.
Okay.